Hey everyone, I'm Faith, and welcome back to Cultural Intention, where we talk about identity, family, legacy, and what it means to live across cultures with intention. In our last episode, we talked about what happens when family traditions overlap under one roof. Today, I want to go a step further and talk about something that stretches across generations: cultural legacy, and why it starts right at home. If you've ever noticed traditions only showing up at weddings, funerals, or holidays, but not in daily life, then this episode will speak to you. Legacy is generational. When we think about legacy, we often imagine it being passed down in clear steps. Grandparents giving something to parents, and parents passing it on to kids. But here's the truth: cultural legacy isn't just handed over in one piece, it passes through layers. From grandparents to parents, from parents to kids, each generation decides what continues, what shifts, and what disappears. That's why it matters to pay attention. Because if one link in that chain breaks, a whole part of culture can be lost in a single generation. Everyday legacy versus holiday legacy. For a lot of families, culture shows up at the big moments: Christmas, Easter, Eid, Independence Day, weddings, or funerals. And while those are important, they're not enough on their own. Kids need to see culture in the everyday, in the food on the table, in the language used at home, in the way respect is taught. Otherwise, it becomes something quote unquote special occasion instead of quote unquote this is who we are. Holiday legacy is celebration. Everyday legacy is identity, and both matter. Stories and memory as legacy. Food and language are important, yes, but stories and memory carry weight too. When we tell our kids why grandma says a certain proverb, or explain the meaning of a family name, or share a story about life back home, we're not just entertaining them, we're placing markers in their memory. Later, even if the food changes or the language fades, those stories stick. They remind our kids where they come from and why it matters. If you've ever felt like your family culture is slipping, you're not alone in that feeling. Many of us live in spaces where traditions feel far away or out of step with daily life. But here's the hope: it only takes one generation choosing intentionally to bring it back. Even small actions, a story told, a meal cooked, a name explained, can rebuild what felt lost. Thanks for spending this time with me. I'm Faith, and this is Cultural Intention. If this episode made you think about the legacy being built in your home, share it with someone who's also raising kids across cultures. And don't forget, you can download our free resources in the link in description. Talk to you soon.